Hey guys, now first of all, I want to thank Richard Clark, one of my subscribers, for finding these videos. I've watched through about a minute of one of them. Now this is, hang on, Rob Hicks, who is a rugby league referee. Okay, and in the video we're going to watch, it's talking about the video referee, whether we should have them or not. And I think this really is comparable with football as well, with our VAR. So I thought it'd be an interesting watch. So let's go.
The Wigan Warrington game the other week, obviously, that you were thrown under a bus a bit on TV by people talking about the decision you had to make as a video.
Let me guess. He was complaining about the referee from that face.
Would you get a shut of video refs altogether?
Possibly. Possibly.
I say either every game or no games.
And I think that's a fair argument. Is the game grown up enough to accept that referees make mistakes?
While we're watching this, if you're a football fan, try and link this. Think of this as he's talking about football instead of rugby, because actually I think you can. So for example, he says, are we mature enough to accept referee's decision and whatnot? Think of that as football as well.
And that a team will win a grand final or get relegated or win the Challenge Cup final or get knocked out of a playoff game on the back of a referee decision. As I genuinely don't think it is. No. And if it was, you could get rid of video referees tomorrow for me.
Yeah.
But we all know that coaches, players, fans want utopia, and the world isn't utopic.
100%. That's love it. Love it. Can we just?
This could literally be like Gary Lineker and one of the referees talking, because there's no difference in the sports in that sense. In football, so even for myself, I remember Saints when we played in I think it was a League Cup final a few years back, and the referee, the linesman, got the decision wrong. It happens, and you're annoyed at the time, and we knew that VAR was coming in, and VAR wouldn't have got that wrong; it would have got it right. But now VAR's here, everyone's complaining about it. So you kind of, like he said, fans want utopia, and it just doesn't work like that.
While he brings up that point, Warrington Wigan, can we just talk through your thinking in that? So I'm there as well, and I'm watching. You're on TV. I'm watching Tommy Luluai, Blake Austin there. Great shot, exactly the type of shot. Legal, fair shots like you want to see. Ball gets dislodged, hits his hand. Incidentally, I don't think he's played it. He's not even seen it. But Sargent's try subsequently gets disallowed. So how's that process play out in your own mind, looking back on it?
Yeah, it was a tough week on the back of it.
Right.
Because whether it's right or wrong, the world thinks it's wrong. So,
man, even as a local level referee, I know that everything, whether you're right or wrong, players, coaches, managers will still moan at you. You know, it can be the most obvious, clear-cut penalty, denying obvious goal-scoring opportunity, a clear red card, and you'll always get someone moaning. And you think, how? I'm not wrong. I know 100% I'm not wrong, and I've got this decision spot on. So it doesn't matter what decision you give, you'll always get people moaning.
So you can convince everybody that technically there's two knock-ons, but ultimately players, coaches, administrators, the game, all think it's wrong. The best thing that happened for me was Sean Wayne came out and said he thought it was right. Now whether that was said tongue-in-cheek, I don't know, but I think he's a pretty decent bloke, and he says what he believes, and he came out and said, look, I think it's hit his hand, and therefore it's no try.
I'm loving how this video is like I said, is linking rugby and football, because it is exactly the same. There's games when, you know, I give a penalty, you know, and it actually happened a couple of weeks ago. I give a penalty, everyone's screaming, oh, you've got it wrong. And one player says you got it right. And the player that said it was right was on the team that gave away the penalty. So that just makes me like, at least someone has a level head and understands. And as it says, it's clearly happening in rugby as well, when, like you said, it was a double knock-on, and everyone's saying you got it wrong, but that one player says he got it right, and actually that is almost the most important player, because the problem in sport is there's so much bias. At the end of the day, I want my team to win, and that's, your mind then changes almost what you see. And as I said, it's brilliant that it's not brilliant, but it's brilliant that I can link it to football, and I know that the same thing is happening in football, and I'm sure other sports as well.
Steve Price, if I'm Steve Price, I'm probably saying, well, yeah, it does hit his hand. But if we didn't go to the video ref, I think we give a try all day long and nobody really argues. Once you go to the video ref, things become black and white, and you lose that little bit of a feel. And what Steve, our learning point from Steve really more than anything was, apply a little bit of rugby feel like you do on the field as a video ref, if you can. And perhaps then if you don't overanalyse.
Oh man, I'm loving this video, because we've got the we've got the same issue with VAR. If you watched a couple of weeks ago, what he's saying is so spot on. It's feeling the game, and there's a couple of goals that are disallowed for offside in football, and they're literally that much offside according to the lines on the pitch. Now, if the goal stood, no one would have complained. No one would have complained, because it was that tight a margin. No one would have complained. And so sometimes, like he said, when it goes to video assistant, it is black and white most of the time. With things like offsides, with this it's knock-ons, and sometimes, like he says, it needs, the video assistant referee needs that feel of the game to make some decision, but sadly you can't. Makes it tricky. And
you don't over-talk through a decision. You can actually probably come back with a try there.
Do you think it's right that people can hear you on telly?
Have we got this?
I think that helps sell the message. People didn't even want to listen to what I had to say though, because they'd sooner listen to what Jonathan Davis says. So that's good. So just to be clear then, I've got to ask, and we're all friends here because you're getting passionate about it. Your head has gone the same colour as him pushing him, by the way. I reckon he's going to start swinging in it. So Sargent scores a double movement, so it looks like a contentious double movement there. And the objective people said, oh well, I reckon it might be because disallowed that first try and he's evened it up. Is that a load of waffle? It's a load of waffle.
Or do you sometimes think, actually, I can make this evil?
Yeah, I get your point. No, I'll be honest, I didn't stay in the truck at half time, so I didn't hear all the kerfuffle over this try. I knew it was contentious. You're not naive enough to know that people aren't going to agree with you. But there was no evening up of that. I genuinely thought Sargentson got there in momentum as well. Again, I know plenty of people would say he paddled using his other arm to get there. And again, I think that is probably more of a contentious decision than the two knock-ons.
Fair enough.
It's a short video today for this one, and like I've said, I love that you can clearly link the rugby TMO and the football VAR, because the same thing happens. As a referee, you're never right. Even if you are right, you're never right according to everyone else. And it's got the same argument with VAR. There's that turning it into black and white when sometimes doesn't need. And I think as a football fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. As a rugby fan, deep down, I'm sure you know what he's talking about as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed, guys. If you did, like, subscribe, Discord down below. And we've also, remember, we've got the Buy Me a Coffee, which means that you can be a member and you get extra content as well. There's certain things I can't put on YouTube because of copyright, Sky Sports things, for example. And I would love to be able for everyone to see them. So if you want to support the channel, support me, ultimately, sign up for Buy Me a Coffee, get that extra content as well. And I will be forever grateful. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you next time.